But Black Clover, I feel like is the successor, the spiritual successor to One Piece. If any anime right now can run 1,000 episodes, I'm not saying that it's there. I'm saying that Black Clover is the closest to being another 1,000 chapter.
I agree with you on
I
that.
absolutely do not. Wait.
Oh.
I
feel like there's a lot of layers.
Hold on. Let's let Chuku go.
No, I was just saying. I feel like there are a lot of layers to Black Clover that I feel like you can create a lot more angles to, and there's a lot more. I do agree with that because like there's a lot to just the whole kingdom, like, and just the whole concept of Asta and how he just on his journey and how he's just becoming like accepted by all of it because he is essentially like an outcast. Well, he was looked at like an outcast, kind of like Naruto, but it's just like, but like you said, I agree. Like that's a good way to look at it, like a spiritual successor to One Piece. Like because like I remember One Piece coming out and I was little, and it was hard for me to connect with the like actual end of like the actual like the drawing and the actual art of it. I remember like I used to think it was like kind of joking. When I was little, I used to be like, oh, it doesn't seem like this is serious. Like it had like but then like later in life, I was able to like kind of look at it like, oh no, this show is actually tight as hell. Like the concept is crazy. And like, and that's what I'm saying. Like when you look at things from a different lens, like I think that's how you're able to watch certain shows. Like sometimes you're not even in a place to watch certain shows. Like, I'm sure you guys can agree. Like you might have passed up on a bunch of shows that you like can totally have the time to watch. But you just don't watch it.
I gotta stop and put some respect on K-On, whoever dropped that. That's my shit.
Dude, I totally, and here's the thing is like, I agree with Jamal, like on Black Clover and on that, but for like a different reason. Cause like, we're like all older now. I assume we all graduated, somewhere in the 2010s, right?
Yeah. 07.
Okay, so when we were younger, anime was easier. Like anime was just easier to watch because like at least for me, what I did was like I had a schedule of like this would drop on Monday, this would drop on Tuesday, this would drop on Wednesday, and I would watch anime all week. And so if a show had like most shows would go to 24 or 51, whatever episode, fucking 12, whatever. But like if there was a show that caught the attention like that, we would probably try to watch it. But the problem there is that like stuff like Bleach would happen and cause you to like deter away from it. What I think is different now is that we're older and that like, Black Clover has already caught my attention. So if it would be like going on for that long, I'm going to continue watching it just because it's one of the few shows I just still watch as a person that, I have I try to have a job, I'm trying to have a career, blah, blah, blah. We're watching less anime but we're trying to find better quality. And I think like, so yeah, I agree. Now I still hold that like Black Clover as a story would have been great if it just ended after the devil was killed. And then, the like, I think there would just be like a time skip. He becomes Wizard King, whatever, blah, blah. Now, but that's just from like a storytelling perspective. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still interested in what's going on right now. Like I'm still interested in, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying because there's literally not much they could add to the story because we know from this point on, he's just going to do a whole bunch of ass kick until he gets to the top.
Exactly. It's just like a, from a storytelling perspective.
Are you saying something, LA West? I want to get him because I think he was trying to talk.
Yeah, no, we hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, now I can hear you. I couldn't really hear you before.
All right. I am going to halfway agree, but mostly disagree. And I think this is where I start to rag on. First off, I think it's a huge insult to One Piece to compare Black Clover to One Piece. Here's why I say that.
Shame on
One Piece. Like I said, the length is about One Piece, which is my favorite anime, is because of not how long it is, but how creative it is. Story-wise, when I say One Piece is the best, I mean, I'm always talking about story-wise. Black Clover, story-wise, I'm sorry. I just don't. First off, there's his power, which is kind of interesting. Like, concept-wise, sure, it's great. He's born without magic, so he gets a sword that can cut out all magic. That alone is interesting. But then he joins the magics. Like they build it up to be good. He's also a peasant boy in a world where the noble class means something. And if you're not, then you're worthless trash. That's what everyone thinks. A Wizard King ain't gonna be no peasant boy. So it's a cool concept to see that, grow, kind of like, okay, I want to see how he does this. But then he instantly, when he joins the Magic Knights, okay, well, let's get to know some of the other, what other knights are here? What are actual seasoned veterans doing? And there's even, a noble in his group. Mm-hmm. But despite all the things that go on, including his captain, now I'm not talking about later on, I'm talking about in the beginning. Asta, the main character, is the only one beating everyone, despite him still being inexperienced. And whenever he wants to do something, despite training being his only thing, he can just figure something out instantly. Like the whole, they bring in the Master Licked, and like,
hold on, have you seen the arc with Veto? Because he
I'm actually gonna hit on that a little bit. First, I want to talk about the Master Licked. Before Veto showed up, the master of the group showed up to fight, and Yami came to help him. And Yami's like, yeah, like, wait, how are you using that? That's not magic. What's that? Oh, that's a little something from my homeland called Ki. And this is how you use it. Now, Asta, having no idea what the F key is, and yet, one episode. Oh, let me think.
So
this is how.
Yeah, but they played the opening theme in the background, which means.
Oh my gosh, I'm the main character.
See,
let me use Ki against this fight. I've never done it before, but now I can do it. Now I can do it for the rest of the series.
This is my issue with people who have that mentality, because I would argue then to you that you're taking this from the perspective as all of us is just being a regular ass person. Asta is like LeBron James. If LeBron James' story get told, there's not going to be no point where he like, yo, I didn't start dunking on people. Like, whoa, LeBron, the first time you picked up a ball, you dunked on somebody. That's because he's destined to be LeBron, bro. Like Asta is destined for greatness.
Here's where I kind of disagree, because I feel like, despite that, I feel like Asta like benefited from like all the great protagonists before him. It's like, he kind of had a lot of experience even going into like becoming the knight and like, becoming like a part of like, it was like, becoming like a part of like, becoming a wizard and being accepted. I mean, like, it's just like he actually had some ability. Whereas a lot of the people that we like grow to love and enjoy really kind of sucked at the beginning, and they kind of like either got their asses beat or at least, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he came in the game with like benefiting off the backs of the hard worker, the great protagonist before him, and he was able to.
He's Rock Lee.
No, not to say that the show is not great, but that's why I think like this show has potential, because we see like, okay, he actually came in the game. He has some ability, though he doesn't have magic. We're able to get behind his back because we know that he's an underdog, and like no one's really expecting much of him this whole time. But
that's the thing is, like again, I agree with James, I agree with Player 5. Fucking
the odds are against him at the beginning, so it's like
I agree with Player 5. Like Black Clover is literally like, what if Rock Lee got an anime, which is what all the fans wanted.
That's a good way to look at it, bro.
That is a good way of looking at it, but the problem to me is that like there are people who are actually good at magic, and there are people that have figured out how to get past. Like in the beginning of the series, Asta was kind of a one-trick pony. And he was definitely like me. I don't look at other protagonists. Like the way I watch anime, I have the ability to cut out everything I've seen before, and I watch it as its own thing. I'm like, as your own story, assuming I've never seen anime before, I can turn my brain off like that and think, why should I like you?
But and specifically from
like
an
the author
inside
is
out,
telling me I should like him just because he's the main character, because he was not talented at all. That's why he
that.
All he did was work out.
But I don't
up for the fact.
That's a talent.
That's a big point,
well, here's what I'm going to say. I'm not going to say that's a talent. I'm going to say he has skill and perseverance.
I will say that you're framing this though specifically from your perspective. You're saying that like he's not talented because you don't view that as a talent. personally, I'd be as a very portly man, being able to work out every single day. That's some shit I can't do. Like he got a talent. You know what I'm saying? Like that's grinding. And yeah, we don't see it that way. But I bet if he was in the NBA, like if he was LeBron's story, that would be a skill. Like, bro, he work out every single day. Okay. He don't get tired. Like here's what I'm
going to agree One Punch Man, dog. The One Punch Man. Think about it.
Oh, One Punch Man is great. One Punch Man is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that's the whole story.
It's the same story, though. Like you can't call One Punch Man great and say Black Clover not, though.
Here's what I will agree with you, and what I do have a lot of praise for Asta and Black Clover. When he releases Black Asta for the first time at the whole witches thing.
Okay.
And the Queen of Witches describes what is happening. And she's like, okay, I see now you weren't so, you actually are, I thought there was something special about you because you have the anti-magic book. Because the anti-magic, you know, I thought you were one of those specific people, which later on we find out are the elves. But no, she's like, wait, now I see you're not one of those guys. You were just an unlucky human without magic. You actually have no luck at all. Mm-hmm. You're a terrible, like, you shouldn't even be able to hold the sword because it's supposed to be heavy to humans. That's the irony here, though. Because you worked out and because you did not give up, you are strong enough to wield the blade that you should not wield. Mm-hmm. And if a magician holds the blade, someone who has magic, it saps that magic away. But because you were unlucky and have no magic, it doesn't sap your energy. So since you were able to use it, thanks to you working out, and you have no magic, you turned your weakness into your strength. See, that's creative. Now I'm like, that's okay, see, great. Now I can respect you. Now I can like you. But how many episodes did that take? Over 50. Come on, man. I need to like a little bit sooner.
I agree. Other than that, I think the first half of Black Clover, all that becoming a Magic Knight shit was lame. Like I was like, dude, y'all should start the series at the elf shit. Like at where the witch is, that's where the series should start.
Because that's where it got live. I don't think it should necessarily start there, but just build it up better.
All right.
Like
let's be honest. Most beginning of anime is lame. Like most beginning of like
Naruto killed it at the beginning. Naruto was at his best at the beginning.
But like the first actual 5 or 6 or 7 episodes were kind of trash. Like before Zabuza.
I didn't think so.
Like Naruto had the best turnaround and like it only had so many episodes before it got good. But like, so like, you know, Naruto took like 7, 8 episodes to get good. Bleach took like 20, 25. But like every good anime takes like long to get going, but also it's because it's long.
It varies.
Stuff that's only so long, like the 12 or the 24, or even the anime with weird numbers like Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist. All that shit is good front to back.
See, but this is my thing though, is that the way like with the manga, they have to ball out at the beginning, and like you start to see that with anime nowadays. Is that it'll be good at the beginning and fall off late game because like if they don't go hard in the beginning, Shonen Jump will drop them.
Why do you think that is?
And they have no chill, bro. They'll drop anybody. Yeah. I don't care.
And you said why do I think that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think that the reason this happened, it's a business thing. Like, so I went to Japan before, and you don't even have to go there.
What?
Just like knowing the culture.
You lucky.
Humble flex. Humble flex.
if you go there, basically you'll realize that like manga and anime are ingrained in the culture. It's a huge business. Like we've been getting it here for like free for years, and now we starting to get pissed that we gotta pay to do it. Like, but they've been doing that. It's like a big business. So if you aren't selling in your first 20 chapters, like you gotta go. You can't be at on the Shonen Jump weekly, like we drop every Friday, primetime slot. If you're not balling, you got to go. You got like 20 chapters.
And you think a lot of shows are like, you think a lot of shows are like Dead Man Wonderland, where like there was supposed to be more episodes, but it just didn't happen?
Dead Man's Wonderland issue, I think, is that it is too graphic. And
That show is awesome. And was
I
getting good
understand,
ratings.
but you gotta
I think the show
understand
is
that
fine.
like if you are not PG, you are kind of dooming yourself to have a smaller fan base, right? Like you'll make less money because of the things that make the most money are like PG, Disney type, shonen, things like that.
I don't agree with that. What I think the
Well,
problem
numbers
is
are
the
there.
same thing goes for like comedy. The same thing goes for any kind of entertainment. Is safe.
What was
is always
Berserk? What was
better, of
Berserk
course.
rated?
That's why Big Bang Theory is the best show ever, quote unquote. Even though I think it's trash.
So LA West, you were saying something. I want to let
think
you get a chance.
Dead Man Wonderland is absolute trash, and but I think the reason it failed is because not necessarily how it being graphic. Because look at Attack on Titan. I think the problem is that the show just did not have a focus.
Attack on Titan
Wonderland's
isn't
better.
doing well compared to other anime. Attack on Titan gets
maybe
released once every month. My Hero Academia gets released every single week. That's 4 times as much product, right? Like, so because it is graphic, it makes less money and gets produced less. It has one more season and it's done. Like, so Attack on Titan may be great to us. It was geared towards us, but money-wise, it's making less money.
I'm pretty sure it's only released a month because I think it's like a monthly release. Like different magazines have different things.
It's a part of Shonen. Isn't it released by Shonen?
I don't think so.
We gotta see.
Yeah.
I'll have to look that
My
up.
Hero
Shonen
Academia is probably
anything
making
in
more
Shonen
money off
Jump
costume
like that.
sales than anything. I said My Hero Academia is probably making a lot of money off costume sales than anything. Like that's the other thing is like exactly what Player 5 was saying was like it's not just like being clean, but it's also marketability. There's like
Marketability, merchandising.
Like the outfit for fucking characters in Attack on Titan is the same for everybody. You cosplay just according to your wig, right?
Just get a wig and then there you go.
Whereas like you have to actually like pick a character from fucking UA or from My Hero and actually cosplay as them, and it's all different, you know.
Okay.
I mean, but like that's why I think Naruto kills because it's just like
Same
I just
with
seen
Naruto.
a pop up. Like I was at a pop up and like you just be amazed at how many people want the merch. Like people want to have a Koski gear. People want to have like you know the headband.
Right
people want to have the headband. Like you know, it's like you're able to kind of like be your own thing because the headband doesn't necessarily, you know, it's just the village. Just
if you want to compare, if you want, like in terms of costumes, in terms of costumes, and generationally, like you can compare like the same argument with My Hero to Attack on Titan could be like Naruto to Bleach. Like the Soul Reaper outfit is the same, you know. Everyone in Naruto, even you know, other than like all the side, you know, all the extra characters, they all have different outfits. It's just marketability.
So that's one thing that I think plays into anime, you know, whether we want it to or not. And that's why I like some of these shorter anime, because the shorter anime, they know their lifespan. They give you the best they can with the time they got compared to a shonen that's like, hey, part of the story gets made because of for money. Like the original My Hero, Deku was supposed to be like a college salary man, like a regular 9-to-5 average Joe, but because they were like, hey, you got to shonen this up, now he's Superman. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so, actually, no.
That's why
sorry to interrupt, but like real quick, Attack on Titan. I was looking it up just for some facts. It is released on a weekly shonen. I mean, like on a shonen magazine. So under, like, if you want to just be like, is it under like shonen title? In that sense, yes. But if you really do look at the series, like it's practically ascending. But like to answer y'all question, it is technically released on a shonen magazine. So I guess technically it is a shonen, but at the same time, not really.
Oh no, they said it wasn't released by Shonen Jump.
Right, it's not Shonen Jump.
It's just
a shonen magazine, but not Shonen Jump. Anyways, just
appreciate the facts. Appreciate the fact checks.
Hey, facts, man.
I would like for us to kind of move forward to some discussion topics we had, unless somebody had one last closing statement they wanted to say about what we were talking about.
Was this all the opening?
I never have.
So I just want to say, do we all agree that Black Clover is the next
No.
next show.
I don't know. LA West not
I guess
going
we don't
for
got
it.
LA is not for that narrative.
One Piece is still top of the king right now. One Piece is still going strong.
And you know, here's my thing. I accept that One Piece is top dog because I can't deny numbers. As a science man, I can't deny numbers. It does the most numbers. All I can do is sit down and say, okay, all right. But in my heart of hearts, I will never be a One Piece long body, big head, no leg. Like, I'm not going. I will never be a One Piece fan. Like, not
Say
for
that
me.
till you watch it. I said the same thing about JoJo. All right.
JoJo ass.
Oh no! Don't.
I got into JoJo this
JoJo
year.
ass.
Oh,
100%.
no. Here we go again.
Don't like
Wait.
JoJo.
You said JoJo what?
Ass.
JoJo's trash.